Good morning, students. We are studying applications of derivatives. Today, we shall study about increasing and decreasing functions. In this class, we shall study about to find whether the function is increasing or decreasing by using application of derivatives. First of all, what is increasing function? What is decreasing function? It's very important. Then we check whether the function is increasing or decreasing. First, we understand the increasing functions and decreasing functions. Here, increasing or decreasing, we take one function f of x is equal to x square. It's a simple function. You already know about this function. It's a function. The type of the graph is parabola. It's 0. If x equal to minus 4, f of x equal to 16 minus 4 square. X equal to minus 3, then f of x equal to, here I write here is if x and f of x. It's minus 4, f of x is 16. F of x equal to minus 3 is 9 or minus 2 is 4. Then 0 is equal to 0. The value of the function is f of x is decreasing. Then we take x and f of x. If it's 0, f of x is 0 in the positive side. Or greater than 0. 1, f of x is 1. 2, f of x is 4. 3, f of x is 9. In this graph, in the left hand side of the origin, the value of the f of x is height of the graph is decreasing. Height of the curve is decreasing. In the right, when x is greater than 0, x value is greater than 0. It's less than 0. It's greater than 0. The height of the graph is curve is increasing. Height of the graph is increasing. By using this, when x is greater than 0, we move from left to right. The f of x curve is increasing. When x is less than 0, we move from, here also we move from left to right. The f of x curve is decreasing. The height of the graph is decreasing. Here the height of the graph is increasing. Therefore, the function f of x equal to x square, when x is greater than 0, its f of x is increasing. When x is less than 0, x is less than 0, f of x means x square curve is decreasing. Is decreasing. Yeah, I think you can understand the increasing and decreasing function. Now, we shall go to the definition of the increasing and decreasing functions and different types of curves, etc. Increasing and decreasing functions. And decreasing functions. Definition that I be an interval contained in the domain of real valued function. Yeah. Then f is said to be. Then f is said to be. Yeah. Let I be an interval. It's an interval. I is an interval from week to week. Their interval contained in the domain of real valued function of f. It's a real valued function. Means domain of the range of the function is set subset or real number set. Then first one is increasing. Is increasing on I if x1 is less than x2. If x1 is less than x2 implies f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2 and x1 and x2 are belongs to I. For all x1 x2 are belongs to I. Increasing, the function is increasing on I, on interval I, if x1 is less than x2 implies x1 is f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2. Then second, strictly increasing. Strictly increasing on I if x1 is less than x2, that implies f of x1 is less than f of x2 for all x1 x2 belongs to I. Here strictly increasing, this is less than or equal to, it is only increasing less than or equal to f of x2, but strictly increasing f of x1 is less than f of x2. In the same way, we can define decreasing on I if x1 is less than x2, that implies f of x1 is greater than or equal to f of x2 for all x1 x2 belongs to I. And fourth one, strictly decreasing on I if x1 and x2, if x1 is less than x2, that implies f of x1 greater than f of x2 for all x1 x2 belongs to I. Here four times the function is increasing, f of x1 is less than x2. Here x1 is less than x2. Every time we taken the x1, x2 points belongs to I, like x1 is less than x2. Then the implies f of x1 is, if f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2, then the function is increasing. If it is strictly increasing, f of x1 is only less than f of x2. If f of x1 is greater than, f of x1 is greater, it is less than, but x1 is less than x2. But f of x1 is greater than f of x2 or equal to f of x2, then the function is decreasing. If f of x1 is only greater than f of x2, then the function is strictly decreasing. These are the different definitions of increasing and decreasing functions. Now, we shall draw the graph of these functions of type. I will write here the graph of the function. I will discuss the here it's x1 because here 0, this is x1 is less than x2. Taken here is x1 is less than x2. Then f of, here this one is f of x1. Then this one is, this point is f of x2. But here, you know that x1 is less than x2. Then f of x1 is less than or equal to, f of x2. Here it is the function. It's less than f of x2. Therefore, it's strictly increasing function. Increasing function. Then another graph I will take here. This one. I will take that one here. X1 is x2. Then this f of x1 is also f of x2. Here, if it is f of x1 here also, therefore the function is increasing because f of x1 is here also there. Therefore, f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2. Yeah, all these point f of x1. Here also f of x1. F of x1. Therefore, f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2. Sometimes we take here also. Then here, f of x1 and x2 is strictly increasing. Then the function is here, this type. Here it is x1, here it is x2. If it is f of x2, then it is f of x1. Here you see that x1 is less than x2, x1 is less than x2, but f of x1 is here. F of x1 is less than f of x2. Here also the function is strictly decreasing. Here it is x1. x2. The function here is f of x1 is greater than f of x2. Here, x1 is this one, it is f of x1, and here it is x2, it's f of x2. Therefore, x1 is less than x2, f of x1 is greater than f of x2. Therefore, the function is decreasing or strictly decreasing. In the same way, you can draw the graph like this. Here it is x1, here it is x2. Here f of x1 is and f of x2 are equal. Here f of x1 is equal to f of x2. This function is constant function. It's a constant function. Here f of x1 is equal to f of x2. I give the graphical interpretation for these increasing and decreasing functions. But finding the increasing or decreasing functions by graphical method is not useful. But by using derivatives, we can find the function is increasing or decreasing. We find at a point the function is increasing or decreasing, like increasing or decreasing of a function at x0 at a given point. If a point is given, then that point the function is increasing or